My name is Cadano, and I am here to present my business research proposal in partial fulfillment of the requirements for business research MBA 101 at St. Vincent's College Incorporated. So, this is the title of my business proposal: Assessment of Customer Satisfaction in Selected Coffee Shops in Dipolog City, Implementation of Relevant Strategies for Enhanced Product, Service Scape, and Service Quality. So here's the overview of my research. I have here the table of contents. So it's composed of three chapters. We have chapter one, the problem and its scope. Chapter two, review of related literature and studies. And lastly, chapter three, research methodology. So this is only composed of three chapters as instructed. So under the problem and its scope, we have the introduction, the statement of the problem, the significance of the study, theoretical framework, conceptual framework, null hypothesis, scope and limitation of the study, and definition of terms. For the second chapter, we have the local and foreign literature, or all about the related studies regarding your research proposal. And lastly, the research methodology composes of the research design, research local, research respondents and sampling, research instruments, data gathering procedures, statistical treatment, and conclusion. And of course, we have the references. Okay, so to start with, we have the problem and its scope. Introduction. So in the Philippines, coffee consumer population has seen a rapid growth in recent years. Everyone wants to be associated with a certain coffee shop that frequently visits and always tells their friends about. Venturing into any business like hotel, restaurants, and coffee shops should have a clear idea of what business is and how it is developed. By Inigo 2000. The development of business activities became increasingly global as numerous firms expand their operations. In the food industry, innovations amplified, and there was a tremendous change in the lifestyle of people. In addition to a wide variety of coffee shops and coffee chains speedily expanding with new locations set up in the Pollock City, there are several establishments that have known as the favorite foodie spot to hang out and become a haven for refreshments and relaxation. Coffee has made its way through the modern lifestyle of Filipinos, both young and old. People who visit cafe want a holistic experience with a friendly, cozy, and a place to refresh one's minds or a place to reminisce memories between friends or family. And a place to refresh one's minds. Ah, yeah, sorry. So the coffee shops serve new and inviting beverages and cuisine that goes with the style of our modern society that offers outstanding value. Friendly and welcoming service is also observed in the coffee shops, making people come for more. Customer satisfaction is the outcome of purchase and uses resulting from the comparison of the rewards and costs vis-a-vis customers' expectations and actual performance of the product purchased in relation to the expected consequences. Anderson et al. 1994. The level of customer satisfaction is becoming the major target of coffee shops to increase their market share. More specifically, the cost of retaining existing customers by enhancing the products and services that are perceived as being important are significantly lower than the cost of winning new customers. Nan et al. 1999. Customers are increasingly aware of the options on offer in relation to the rising standards of service. Krishnaveni et al. 2004. So in this context, expectations, price, and customers become more critical of the quality of service. Due to the fact that coffee shop business in the Pollock City are intensely competitive, coffee shop operators should develop an appropriate management strategy to provide customers with the most satisfactory products and services. This research allows businesses to know how well the business process is working, how, where, or know where to make changes to create improvement if changes are needed, and determine if changes led to improvement. Knowledge of customer perception and attitudes about an organization's business will greatly enhance its opportunity to make better attitudes about an organization's business will greatly enhance its opportunity to make better business decisions. So the study is based on understanding the different variables regarding customer satisfaction. These organizations will know their customers' requirements or expectations and will be able to determine if they are meeting intensely getting more competitive. Thus, this study was conducted. Okay, so that was the introduction. That was a very long introduction, and I don't know if any one of you understands that. But let's go to the breakdown of this. Next, we have the statement of the problem. So the main objective of this study is to identify the level of customer satisfaction in relation to the product, service scape, and service quality offered by selected coffee shops in the Pollock City. The answer to the following problems will determine the substantial level of customer satisfaction and aid coffee shop operators in improving their existing product quality and service standards. The study aims to answer the following questions. First, what is the level of customer satisfaction in selected coffee shops in the Pollock City as to their product? Second, their service quality and their service scape. Second question, what are the factors affecting their coffee product purchasing behavior? Third, what are the expectations of people towards the service elements of coffee shops? And lastly, what is the implication of the service scape or physical environment to the customer experience? Let's proceed to the significance of this study. So the findings of the study can benefit the following. First of all, coffee shop owners, of course. So they will have a chance to continuously improve their processes and practices in order to retain current customers, attract new prospects, investors, and opportunities for growth and expansion. Second, we have investors. The output of this study will serve as their basis for which coffee shop is ideal for investing their money in terms of franchising. Third, we have the consumers, of course. So they will have an idea which coffee shops in town are being favored and sought after by other coffee lovers. And we have the future researchers. So as this study becomes ready reference in conceptualizing similar or related studies, um, yeah, so they will be using this for future references. Okay, so fourth part of the chapter one is the theoretical framework. So this one shows the image or the flow of the study and its connections. So we have here the influence of food quality, and service scape towards customer satisfaction in the selected coffee shops in the Pollock City. So this is the proposed theoretical framework. So you can see here we have the food quality, service quality, and the service scape, which will lead to customer satisfaction and will eventually causes revisit intention. And there's this um, the mediator, which is the word of mouth. So let's explain. So conceptual framework. Figure 101 shows the theoretical framework that examines the importance of dining experience attributes, which includes food quality, service quality, and servicescape or physical environment that affect customer satisfaction. Also, this model aims to determine the impact of customer satisfaction on the customer's revisit intent. The result of this research shows that all attributes have a significant positive relationship with customer satisfaction, and this could be the basis for the coffee shop owners in the establishment of relevant strategies. This research model is very helpful as well for marketers and investors, as they will improve on the factors that will have the greatest impact on customer satisfaction in order to compete in an intensive market. The name of the coffee shop that can provide the best customer service will attract more potential customers, and when customers satisfied, they will continue to visit in the future, be willing to spend more, and recommend it to their friends by spreading positive word of mouth. So these are the development of the hypothesis. So we have the food quality. So food quality plays a central role in the coffee shop industry. It is a substantial condition to fulfill the needs and expectations of the customers. Food quality is acknowledged as a basic component of the coffee shop's overall experience, and it is considerably related to customer satisfaction. It affects customer loyalty, and customer assesses coffee shop on the basis of food quality. Also, it entails food taste, presentation, temperature, freshness, nutrition, and menu variety. Food quality influences customers' decisions to revisit a particular coffee shop. Next, service quality. A good or bad quality of services provided by a coffee shop will directly influence customers, whether customers are satisfied or dissatisfied with the service perceived. Service quality is an antecedent of customer satisfaction, according to Zaza and Chica 2013. Service quality has become the key determinant of customer satisfaction, and they have a positive, significant relationship in various industries, such as food industry, food and beverage industry, um, library services, public transport services, hospitality industry, telecommunication industry, life insurance industry, banking industry, and airline industry. Okay, so the third factor we have or attribute we have the service scape or physical environment. In order to achieve competitive advantage and make profit, companies are going into exploring the new strategy as to differentiate themselves in the global market. One of it is Servicescape of the companies. Servicescape actually contributed in attracting the customers' experience and thus creating favoritism towards the companies. As mentioned earlier, the layout setting, color, interior design, space, and lighting are among the elements of Servicescape, which they definitely can influence on customers' behavior, customer satisfaction level, and the level of their spending on services setting and intention to stay in the future. Yep. Okay, so however, previous studies have been found out that servicescape affect customers both cognitively and emotionally. Um, so in addition, according to Wahlberg, pointed out that the longer the customers spend time in the servicescape, the more influential the environment would be. For instance, time spending of the customers in particular store would influence the purchasing and satisfaction level with the stores. So this indicates that stores servicescape really play a part in influencing customers' emotion and it considerably influencing customers' behavior responses as well. Based on the facts above, it shows that the servicescape has actually affected on customer satisfaction level. Thus, based on those informations above, on the research objectives and questions, so we developed this hypothesis. We have hypothesis one. There is a significant relationship between food quality and customer satisfaction. Hypothesis two. There is a significant relationship between service quality and customer satisfaction. Hypothesis three, there is a significant relationship between servicescape and customer satisfaction. Hypothesis four, customer satisfaction is positively associated with revisit intention of customers. Hypothesis five, we have customer satisfaction mediates between food quality and revisit intention of customers. Hypothesis six, customer satisfaction mediates between service quality and revisit intention of customers. And hypothesis seven, customer satisfaction mediates between the servicescape and revisit intention of customers. And lastly, hypothesis 8, word of mouth positively moderates the relationship between customer satisfaction and revisit intention of customers. So we have the scope and limitation of the study. This study focused primarily on the level of customer satisfaction in selected coffee shops in the Pollock City. The respondents of the study were composed of 50 randomly selected persons. The results of this study are applicable only to the sample subjects of the study and should not be used as a measure of individuals who do not belong to the population of the study. This paper is based on analysis of past studies and literature on customer satisfaction. Despite this limitation, this paper provides the analysis on customer satisfaction, and the viewpoints of various consumers on their satisfaction. In this way, the paper acts as a point of reference for more studies that are similar in this area. The researchers aim to gather data pertaining to the level of customer satisfaction on selected coffee shops in the Polog. And we have the definition of terms. So customer satisfaction, um, based on this paper or research, this is defined as the measurement of customer satisfaction with a product and service, um, taken from the gap between the customer's expectation of performance and their perceived experience of performance. In other words, it is the difference between the perception of performance and the expectation of performance. So foodie is this or defined as a person with particular interest when it comes to food. This is defined as face-to-face meeting, coffee shop, of course, a shop where different types of coffee are sold, either to drink or as beans or powder. We have relaxation. It is the state of being free from tension and anxiety. And lastly, servicescape. So servicescape is defined as the environment in which the service is assembled and in which the seller and customer interact. Okay, so we are done with chapter 1. Now let's proceed to chapter 2, view of related literature and studies. This chapter presents the literatures and studies related to this research, and also it presents the synthesis of the state of the art, the conceptual framework and paradigm, and the theoretical framework and paradigm. The purpose of this chapter is to understand every idea in this study in terms of distinctness and relationships to other literature and studies. The gathered data in this chapter were collected from the internet and some books by the researchers. Okay, so we have the local studies. It's composed of the local studies and the foreign studies. This is a very long uh, set of paragraphs actually, so I will not read all of them. I will just read the first paragraph of each um, sections. So we have the local studies. The Philippines belongs to this special area and is one of the only 53 countries that produce coffee, pasita, and regina. So several master's theses and doctoral dissertations focusing on the production and export of coffee was once a major industry in the Philippines, which 200 years ago was the fourth largest coffee producing nation. Today, however, the Philippines produce only 12% of the world's coffee supply. Efforts are being undertaken to revive the industry, however, with a majority of coffee produced in the mountain areas of Batangas, Bukidnon, Benguet, Cavite, Kalinga, Apayao, Davao, and Claveria. Then we have the related local literature. So yeah, actually this is a very long set of paragraphs, and this will just for the viewers or the researchers. So it's best to just read this one using the document file instead of reading this to the viewers or the target markets or in this presentation. Okay, so yeah, again, I will just read the first paragraph. According to Rogo 2008, coffee drinking, both in-home office, school, and casual office or casual coffee drinking outside in Metro Manila has turned out to be as common a practice as dining. This is illustrated by the proliferation of coffee shops all around the metropolis and its outskirts, and the increased sales of instant coffee variants. More and more people are learning to appreciate coffee drinking not just as an after dining practice or morning ritual, but as part of an emerging lifestyle. Coffee has become a convenient and easily available drink. Increased sales of both instant coffee and coffee beans and the proliferation of coffee shops have contributed to the growth in coffee sales in both retail and food service outlets. Retail sales of coffee have increased by 6% in volume in 2005 and more than 13% in value over 2004. This growth in the industry is remarkable considering major economic downturns and political unrest. Okay, so I will skip the other parts of this And then let's go to the foreign literature. Actually, this foreign literature just explains the benefits of coffee conducted by foreign researchers. And um, yeah, so yeah, this foreign studies here, the surprising benefits of coffee consumption, according to Dr. Naram and other researchers. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty well everything about the review of the literature. So if you want to read all those contexts, then just refer to the actual document or the file document of this research. Right now, I will just jump into the chapter 3, which is the research methodology. This chapter is the research methodology that describes how the data is collected and analyzed in a systematic way. The aim of the chapter is to ensure that the research procedure is conducted in an appropriate way for better understanding and evaluating the results of the research. This chapter has been classified into a few sections, which include the research design, the research local, data collection method, sampling design, research instrument, data processing, data analysis, and conclusion. Let's start with the research design. Quantitative research is typically considered to be the more scientific approach in doing social sciences according to Tewksbury 2009. It usually indicates that the preferences need to be determined and involve a large number of respondents. According to Anderson 2006, he stated that the data collected must be unbiased, measurable, and statistically valid. By using quantitative research for this research, we can obtain the numerical data for data analysis by implementing mathematical models, according to Williams, 2007. By running the data analysis, we will then be able to obtain the result of this research. So, in general, there are three categories of business research design, which are explanatory research, descriptive research, and causal research. In this study, however, the researcher used descriptive and explanatory mixed research designs, which are quantitative and mixed method designs to describe a population with respect to important variables, based on Simon, Babin, Carr, and Griffin, 2013. This is to examine the relationship and effect of each variable. It indicates the information gathered for the purpose of description and interpretation. In fact, it is very common to use this design to determine the relationship between the independent variables and the dependent variable. Thus, this method is used by the researcher since this study is focused on the determination of customer satisfaction with regard to the product, service quality, and service scape offered by the selected coffee shops in Dipolog City. And we have heard research local. So I have the map of Dipolog City, and you can see in this map all the, I think this is not all, but most of the coffee shops or coffee stores in Dipolog City. And then we have here also the 5 coffee shops that I selected for this research. We have the Boss Coffee. We have Bara Barista. I don't know if you can read through this map. This, yeah, so I will just explain it further. So the research was conducted in several coffee shops in Dipolog City. Anyone who was inside the coffee shop during the interview was included in the study. Figure 1 shows the map of Dipolog City with the different locations offering or selling coffee-related products. So yeah, you have here the map. Yeah, I will zoom this so that you can. Oh, sorry, that didn't work well. Okay, so yep, I'll just proceed. Let's have research respondents and sampling. The respondents for the study were selected from random individuals present in the area during the conduct of the interview or the survey. Table 1 shows the distribution of the respondents. So we have here column 1, the name of the coffee shop, and column 2, the number of participants. So I have selected among all the coffee shops in the Dipolog City, only 5 coffee shops. We have the Barra Barista Coffee Corporation. We have the Boss Coffee. Better Brew Cafe, Cafe Nicasio, and Motor Brew Cafe. So each coffee shops I chose or selected 10 random participants to answer the survey questionnaire that I have given to them. That composes or comprises 50 total number of participants. And we have the research instruments. So the research instrument used in this research is a questionnaire, which is defined as a technique of data collection in which each person is asked to respond to the same set of questions in a predetermined order, according to Saunders, Lewis, and Thornhill, 2012. The type of questionnaire that is used in this research is the self-administered questionnaire. Self-administered questionnaire is a method to collect data in which a questionnaire is distributed to target respondents. And respondents then read and fill up the questionnaire based on their own experience or opinion. So initially, respondents were asked which among the listed coffee shops they liked the most. Second, they were asked what factors affect their purchasing behaviors in terms of the prices, quality of products offered, the service quality of the staff, the store ambience or atmosphere. Lastly, the respondents were asked at what level of expectations with regard to the products and service quality offered by their preferred coffee shop were actually met. The instruments will be presented to the professor in charge of the business research subject and the master teachers handling the same courses in St. Vincent's College Incorporated for content validation. Okay, so we have the questionnaire design. This is a subtopic of the research instrument. The structure of the questionnaire is designed in the English language because it is the international language for communication. As for the layout of the questionnaire, there is a total of 6 pages divided into sections. Section A, B, and C. A brief introduction and the purpose of conducting the research is written on the first page. Section A is about the general information of the respondents. Section B is the construct measurement, and section C is the demographic profile of respondents. So let me show you real quick the questionnaire I just developed for this research. We have here, so I have here the introduction. Of course, we need to explain to the respondents the purpose of the study or the survey, and then provide an assurance that their answers will be kept confidential and private, which is important in conducting every kinds of research. So we have the instruction here, and then this part is the section A. Sorry about this one. This is supposed to be a box. I haven't um, noticed it has changed when I transfer the file from Google Documents to Google Word. I mean online Google Word to offline the software in my laptop. So I will just change this one into boxes. Then section B, we have the construct measurement. So in this part, the research respondents will just encircle whether they agree or disagree to the specific statements described in each um, part. And the section C, which is the demographical section or profile, comprises the gender, age, the location, and the allowance or pocket money of the respondents. So that's pretty much everything about the questionnaire. Let's go back. Yeah. So in section A, 5 general questions are prepared. The general questions include which coffee shop in Dipolog City do you prefer? Choose one only. Then, do you have time and experience based on your choice in question 1? Followed by how often do you visit the chosen coffee shop? And then based on your choice in question 3, what is the purpose of your visit to that coffee shop? And last question, on average, how much do you spend on coffee and other foods offered per visit? Multiple choices are set in this section and respondents are required to choose only one answer from the alternatives given. Section B of the questionnaire is the construct measurements for 5 variables that are tested in the research, including food quality, service scape, and customer satisfaction. In this section, questions are set in the form of rating scale, which is a 5-point Likert scale. Respondents are required to rate the statement that represents his or her opinion the most. And the information obtained from from this section is to examine the relationship among each variable. And in section C, four questions regarding demographic profile are prepared, such as gender, age, location, and allowance per pocket money or pocket money per month. Also, multiple choices are set in the section and respondents are required to choose only one answer from the alternatives given. Okay, so we're almost there. Next is data gathering procedures. For this research, a self-administered method will be chosen to gather the primary data because it is the fastest, effective, and most reasonable way of obtaining and analyzing the data. However, the information of the responses will be kept private and confidential as stated in the survey questionnaire. The researcher asked the individual respondents to fill in the questionnaires given and inform them that participation in the study is voluntary and they can withdraw anytime. After gathering the data, these were consolidated, presented, analyzed, and interpreted and determined the findings. So findings were checked whether all of the specific statements of the problems are being answered so as to come up with valid conclusions and recommendations. Next, we have statistical treatment. Data processing consists of 5 steps, which are questionnaire checking, editing, coding, transcribing, data cleaning, according to Malhotra 2012. Frequency counting, percentage, weighted mean, standard deviation, and ranking were used to answer the problems posed in the study. All data were processed through Statistical Package for Social Sciences or SPSS version 17.0, data analysis of Microsoft Excel and Megastat softwares. So we have the descriptive analysis. Um, Descriptive analysis is defined as the elementary transformation of data in a way that describes the basic characteristics such as central tendency, distribution, and variability, according to Zygmunt et al. 2009. The measure of central tendency refers to the average response or the mean, the middle value when the distribution is sorted from lowest to highest or the median, and the most frequently occurring value, mode, according to Cooper and Schindler 2008. Distribution relates to the measures of shape, skewness, and kurtosis that describe departures from the symmetry of a distribution and its relative flatness, according to Cooper and Schindler 2008. While measures of variability relate to the dispersion or spread, which include variance, standard deviation, range, interquartile range, and quartile deviation, according to Cooper Schindler 2008. So, frequency distribution. Frequency distribution is to summarize the number of times that a particular value of a variable occurs in the study, organizing a set of data. In other words, it is common mean of summarizing a set of data to make the data more neat and usable. The objective of a frequency distribution is to display the number of responses associated with each value of variable. Furthermore, its level of measurement has only one categorical variable, which is nominal or ordinal. Based on this research or on the research, the frequencies are obtained from nominal variables and ordinal variables. Nominal variables include the preferred coffee shop, the dine-in experience, the purpose of the visit to the coffee chain, the age, gender, and the race. While ordinal variables comprise of frequency to visit the coffee shop or the coffee chain, average spending per visit, and allowance per month. Hence, a frequency distribution shows the variable name and description, the frequency counts for each value of the variable, and the cumulative percentages for each value associated with a variable. The frequencies are then visually displayed as bar charts, histograms, or pie charts. Then we have descriptive statistics. Furthermore, descriptive statistics are the statistics that summarize and describe the data in a simple and understandable manner. In this research, descriptive statistics have been measured on the independent variables, which are the food quality, service quality, and service scape. And the mediator, we have the word of mouth and dependent variable as the revisit intent. The results are shown in means and ranking between 1 and 5. The highest in mean indicates that the respondents are more likely to agree the importance into particular variables towards the customer satisfaction and revisit intentions. Then we have the inferential analysis. Under this, we have the Pearson correlation analysis. According to Zygmunt et al. 2013, Pearson correlation coefficient R is a statistical measure of the strength of a linear relationship between two metric variables. It is used to analyze the relationship between variables, and meanwhile, two-tailed significant level is used to test null hypothesis. Besides, the coefficient R indicates that the direction and the magnitude of the linear relationship, uh, according to Zygmunt et al. 2013. According to Hare et al. 2003, a correlation coefficient ranges from -1 to +1, which is negative to positive, with 0 representing absolutely no association between the two metric variables. The larger the correlation coefficient, the stronger the linkage or level of association. And if there is a positive correlation coefficient between x and y, then increases in the value of x are associated with the increases in the value of y and vice versa. So I have here the rules of thumb about correlation coefficient size. First column is the coefficient range, and second column is the strength of association. So from 0 to 0.20, it is the strength of association is like almost negligible. 0.21 to 0.4, small but definite relationship. From 0.41 to 0.7, moderate. 0.71 to 0.90, high association. And for from 0.91 to 1, there's a strong association, a very strong association between variables. So the source is here at 2003. Okay, so next we have multiple regression analysis. Multiple regression analysis is an analysis that allows investigation on the effect of two or more independent variables on a single dependent variable simultaneously. In other words, multiple regressions can analyze the relationship between various independent variables and a dependent variable and identify which independent variable will influence the dependent variable the most. Hence, we have the following multiple regression formula. Customer satisfaction is equals to A plus B1 for the product quality plus B2 for service quality and B3 for service cake, whereby A is the constant and B is the partial regression coefficient. Okay, so those were the formulas and um the what do you call this one that is used in analyzing the data for this research. So, in conclusion, this chapter describes the method used to conduct this research, which is known as research methodology, that includes collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data. So, target population is 50 random individuals that are present in the selected coffee shops, 10 from each. During the actual conduct of the survey, and questionnaires are distributed to them. SPSS software version 17.0 has been used to analyze and interpret the data collected. Furthermore, this chapter has provided a detailed structure to conduct this research in terms of research design, data collection, methods, sampling design, research instrument, data processing, and data analysis. And last part is the references. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much everything about the my research proposal. Just for clarifications, I believe chapter 3 is just the presentation of the methodologies used in the research and not the actual um, um, analysis of the data. I know that part should be included in chapter 4, which is the data analysis part. So all solutions to the problem should be um, indicated under that chapter. Yeah. So uh, that's the uh, content of my business proposal. Hopefully, you have gained lesson on how to properly present the uh, chapters for making a business research. This will also serve as a guide for future researchers and students um, on how to conduct their business research. So, yeah, that's it, and have a good day.